Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 13th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Sometimes it seems like God isn't listening to us. And what are we supposed to do then? There's some advice coming up, but first, I've got your local weather and this news. Today begins the fourth day of testimony in the trial of James Crumbley. He's the father of a high school student who killed 4 classmates in Oxford, Michigan. On the stand, school counselor Sean Hopkins said Ethan Crumbley's parents were called to the school in November of 2021 when school officials confiscated a violent drawing. School officials didn't check Ethan's backpack, which had a gun in it. Hopkins stayed with Ethan until his parents came, but they didn't take him home.
I didn't want him left alone. I didn't want to make that decision that he was okay to be left alone. So that's why I stayed with him for as long as I did, until I had parents there.
Ethan Crumbley is serving a life sentence. His mother, Jennifer, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and will be sentenced later. James is also charged with involuntary manslaughter for allowing Ethan to get the gun. The search for a missing 13-year-old girl in Detroit led police to the Rouge River on the city's west side Monday. Naziah Harris was last seen on January 9th near Cornwall Street and 3 Mile Drive. Investigators searched out a pond in Clinton Township last week but did not find any trace of the girl. Police say they will continue to follow all leads in the case and ask anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. You can remain anonymous. A Lincoln Park man will serve life in prison in Germany for a deadly attack on 2 American women near a famous tourist destination. Troy Bowling admitted to luring the 2 young women away from the famous Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria last June. He pushed one woman down a 100-foot gorge before raping and killing the other victim. The woman who was pushed down the ravine was injured but survived the fall. The castle is one of the most popular destinations in Europe, attracting more than 1 million visitors each year. A West Michigan state senator has introduced a bill that would let voters decide if the state would remain on standard time all year and not spring forward every March. Republican Senator Thomas Albert says he is asked by constituents twice a year why we are observing daylight savings time.
I took my kids to church yesterday morning. I have 2.5-year-old twin girls. It was a disaster. They were super tired. And then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm struggling to keep them awake. And as a parent, it's like, why am I doing this?
Albert thinks our health would be better by staying on standard time, which would align most of the state with the central time zone in the summer and eastern time in the winter. He says it will take public pressure for the bill to get a committee vote and a vote on the Senate floor. If you're looking for some entertaining theater in the Motor City, check out the Seminarians at Sacred Heart Major Seminary. On March 22nd and 23rd, the Seminarians are putting on a show, The Bluff, about a young man who wants to become a world-renowned detective like his father. The Bluff was written by one of the Seminarians of the Diocese of Gary, Indiana. You can find a link on the Detroit Catholic website. Now this.
Jesus Christ established one church with one set of beliefs, as stated in Ephesians 4, verse 5. He did not establish numerous churches with contradictory beliefs. To see which is the true church, we must look for the one that has an unbroken historical link to the church of the New Testament. John Henry Newman, in his 1844 book, An Essay on the Development of Christian Doctrine, traced Catholic beliefs backwards century by century to the New Testament times. He discovered a real continuity of beliefs, that the Catholic Church existed from day one of church history, that it is in fact the church established by Christ. Newman was not a Catholic when he started the book, but his research convinced him of the truth of the Catholic faith, and as the book was finished, he converted. Examining the truths of the Catholic faith, this is faithforensics.org.
In the Motor City today, expect partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain this afternoon, highs in the upper 60s. Tonight, there's a 30% chance of rain, temps dropping to the mid-40s. Tomorrow, showers are likely in the morning, and there's a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Friday will be cloudy with a 30% chance of showers, highs in the lower 50s. And Saturday will be partly cloudy, highs in the upper 50s. In the Saginaw Valley today, it will be partly cloudy with highs in the upper 60s. Tonight, expect mostly cloudy skies with a chance of showers after midnight. Temps will drop to the upper 30s. Tomorrow, it will be cooler with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, highs in the lower 50s. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of rain in the morning, highs in the mid-40s. And Saturday will be breezy and cloudy, highs in the lower 50s. What do we do when it seems God is being silent? Rachel Isaac from CatholicCounselors.com joined Dr. Greg and Lisa Popchek on More to Life.
We often ask God what He wants us to do in our life, in our relationships, or, when we're making important decisions, right? But sometimes we feel stuck when it feels as though God isn't giving us a clear answer. And really, usually this happens because of two things. One, we're expecting God to answer us in a particular way. So we're only looking for His answer in that way. And this really causes us to miss the other ways that God is revealing Himself to us and showing us that He's present, especially the little ways every day that would help encourage us to take the steps that we need to take, that He's leading us to take. The second reason we feel stuck or feel as though God isn't answering us is because we're expecting Him to answer our entire question at one time and in an obvious way. But answering us in this way wouldn't call us into deeper faith and deeper relationship with Him. Really, it would just kind of make us only turn to God when we need something, rather than turning towards Him every day. Because of this, and I think this is the hardest part, but we need to take steps whether we have total clarity or not. If we take the steps with intention and with the intention to work for the good of ourselves and others, and we take steps that will, as far as we know, lead us into greater meaningfulness, intimacy, and virtue, God will continue to direct us and redirect us when needed in little ways along the way and guide us towards the healing, answers, and abundance that He has in store for us.
Listen to More to Life today at 10 a.m. on Ave Maria Radio or on demand with the Ave Maria Radio app. St. Maximus the Confessor says, God's will is to save us, and nothing pleases Him more than our coming back to Him with true repentance. The heralds of truth and the ministers of divine grace have told us this from the beginning, repeating it in every age. I'm Matthew Handley. You can connect with me on X at Radio Handley. And that's going to do it for this edition of Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. Lord willing, I will be back tomorrow, and until then, goodbye.